So all of these three schools in South London, these state academies, they all have very strong sixth forms. That's very, very important. Those are the role models. That is, they're the prefix. They're what the kids look up to. And now, they all have primary phases. So we are trying to be 3 to 18. Now, why are we trying to do that? There is a serious issue in primary education in this country. And the quality of the kids coming out, the quality of learning the kids have when they come out of these primary schools is very poor, very mixed. And the principle that we're trying to bring in here is to try to get hold of these students at an earlier stage, get them haberdasherized, get them into the idea of learning and trying, and being disciplined, and all these basic things. So that when they come to secondary school, they are ready to receive learning, rather than scrambling on arrival to pick these kids up. Some of which, many of whom are not literate, and try and get them going. It's a great challenge. We now have a primary phase in each of the three schools, and we'd like to make that bigger if we can. So Liz Sidwell, who has led this great program, has left us now. She was going to retire at the end of this academic year in July. She retired in April instead. And on the 1st of April, she was appointed Schools Commissioner by Michael Gerber. So she now has responsibility for the performance of schools, particularly the ones that are shown throughout the country. That is a massive endorsement of her as a leader, and also of the principles she's espoused, which we believe to be haberdasher principles. So we are enormously proud of that. And we see terrific opportunities for the company schools in having a senior person like that, a haberdasher person like that, in such a senior position. So a great opportunity for us all. She's succeeded by Adrian Percival, who himself was an extremely successful head, did a big turnaround job in Oxford, very successful, and was the National Director of School Improvement under the previous government. And he's a great guy. He's taken over as the Chief Executive there. I think he'll do that very well. He's a large figure in every sense. And what are the challenges for these schools? Well, problems happen. There was a nasty fire at the primary school that we were rebuilding at Hatcham last summer, and it burnt to the ground. One of those contractual issues that we can't control. And so the whole community suddenly got burnt out, set back 3 or 4 years. Fantastic response by the school, by the federation, by the local community. And now that primary school is camped in the Hatcham car park, Peaks Road, and is operating quite effectively actually. And they are now in the process of gathering the insurance money and deciding exactly how to move forward. Big setback. They don't get their new primary school. Government cutbacks. About £1 million across the House Federation represents about 4% of the income. Big issues to manage, £1 million reduction. They have to manage that. I've spoken already about the issue of lack of literacy and numeracy in the feeder primaries, which is just the most enormous issue in South London. And the Crayford new build, the big secondary school that's being built right now, should be completed and open for business in September. There will be 2 ceremonies. The Earl of Wessex will hopefully open it next year. In the meantime, we have Boris Johnson in November, who will come and make a loud noise. I know which one I'd rather attend, but I'm not really allowed to say. The Haberdashers educational program and the development that's happened in the last 6 or 7 years is all around the academy movement, because that was called a theme for us. What the government was trying to achieve accorded exactly with what the company felt was right. And we were in a very good position to take advantage of the opportunities we've put before us. And we are very proud of what's been achieved. We are absolutely in a process of consolidation now, making these things work. We all know what M&A does in businesses. It just grows them, and then you have to make them work. We have to make this all work. I'm very pleased to say the early signs are that all these academies are responding very well to the treatment, and hopefully they will all continue to flourish as we hope. But the first signs are very good. It's been a big change for the Haberdashers Company and a big load on the company as an organisation, because providing quality governance, quality chairman of governance for these significant operations is a major challenge for us, and we are looking at our own internal processes in order to make sure that we can find the right quality of people to come forward. Now for the serious stuff, I have one joke for you, so you should enjoy this. Railway carriage story, apropos of nothing very much. The scene is set in a suburban railway carriage, where it is well known that certain city-bound commuters catch the same early train every day, and by mutual understanding always sit in the same compartment, but do not converse. Some, as in the case of these four gentlemen, have travelled together but not spoken for 25 years or more. On a certain morning, one of their number, bowler-hatted, briefcased, with a tightly furled umbrella, you know the type, lowered his FT and announced that the next day he was to retire, and wished to describe to his travelling companions a little about himself. So he said, in military fashion, I want you to know, I am a brigadier, I am married, I have 4 sons, they are all chartered accountants, what about that? The second traveller lowered his FT and replied, how remarkable, I also am a brigadier, I am married, I have 4 sons, all management consultants, and doing extremely well. Whereupon the third traveller lowered his FT and exclaimed, good heavens, I also am a brigadier, I am married, I have 4 sons, and they are all investment bankers, I am very pleased to say. There was only one remaining occupant of the carriage, whose head was buried in the sun. Then, lowering his newspaper, he said with great purpose, all right then, I'm a sergeant major, I'm not married, I also have 4 sons, and they're all brigadiers. You have looked after us very well, and we are extremely grateful for your hospitality. It's very good to see the alumni enjoying themselves so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. It's a perspective like that which strengthens our pride in the company and, crucially, the breadth of reach in education that Haberdashers can deliver. So thank you very much indeed.